The New South Wales Women of the Year Awards 2025 are about to commence. Today is about celebrating the contribution of women to society, to community, and to the world at large. And now, please welcome your host for today, author and journalist Lee Sales.
Hello everybody, thank you Bella Strings for that wonderful performance to kick us off this morning. Hello friends, thank you very much for getting up early this morning to come and be here with all of us as we celebrate some wonderful women in New South Wales who deserve to be celebrated. Could I please acknowledge our dignitaries in the room this morning, Her Excellency Margaret Beazley, the Governor of New South Wales, the Deputy Premier of New South Wales, Prue Carr, who's also the Minister for Education and Early Learning and the Minister for Western Sydney. She's here to represent the Premier who has had to head to northern New South Wales as they prepare for the arrival of Cyclone Alfred. Of course, we wish everyone up there all of the best. The New South Wales Minister for Women, the Honourable Jodie Harrison, and other state ministers and members of Parliament. This is my second year hosting these awards, and I was so delighted to be invited back because it's just wonderful to be able to take the time to think about and hear about all the great, generous community service out there in New South Wales every single day. The incredible things that happen in our neighbourhoods can often be overshadowed by more negative news. But anytime I do an event like this and read through the briefing notes or keep my eyes open in my own community, I'm amazed at all the wonderful, selfless things that people of all ages do for others. I guarantee you that you're going to walk out of here today feeling glad that you came and also inspired, if you don't mind me using that overused word, by all of the women you're going to hear about. As we all know, for so many years, the work of women was overlooked, whether it be in their own homes or in the community, or in doing the kind of legwork that keeps society ticking. These awards have been going for more than a decade, and they give us a chance to celebrate the women and girls who do that kind of work and who are role models to all of us. Speaking of role models, let me invite to the stage Yvonne Weldon, the 2022 Aboriginal Woman of the Year, as well as a councillor and representative of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, to welcome us to country. And after we've heard from Yvonne, the New South Wales Minister for Women, Jodie Harrison, will address us as well. Yvonne.
Good morning, Elders, Governor, Deputy Premier, Minister, the many ministers that are here, dignitaries, sisters and brothers, all genders and identities. As was said, my name is Yvonne Weldon, born here on Gadigal country, but I am a Wiradjuri woman, where both my parents and endless generations before them are from Wiradjuri lands, specifically along the rivers of the Clare, which later became known as the Lachlan, and of the Murrumbidgee. Unfortunately, where we're meeting today, there aren't any people that have met legal requirements to be regarded as traditional owners of these lands. And so, I am a representative of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, who are caretakers with culture authority under the Aboriginal Land Rights Act. I would like to pay my respects to all elders, past and present, to all First Nations, to you, and the ancestors of the lands that you've travelled from or are from. Sadly, some people have views about welcomes to country and whether we need it to be done. There is so much across this continent that isn't known. There are over 250 language groups with traditions and customs, our practices of generations and generations. When our practices aren't always included, this further dispossesses the First Nations. When you include the First Nations and all of us, we make a positive difference for everyone together. It is an honour and a privilege to be here with you. This country is an ancient land, existing with a culture that is the world's oldest and continuous. As it is my honour to be here with you, it is respectful to honour those that have gone before us. Respect and acknowledging those that aren't here through our connection of you and me. Welcoming and acknowledging country, the land and the people is our coming together. From the world's oldest living culture to the present day to the future and for that future for us together. Because what we need to do every single day is walking together and working together through the landscapes of this country as it tells the stories of our culture, our history and those boundaries. The Eora Nation's boundaries are the Hawkes River in the north, the Nepean in the west and the Georges River in the south. On behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, the elders and the members, I welcome everyone to the lands and the waterways of the Gadigal. I acknowledge the Gadigal people whose spirits and ancestors will always remain with this land, our Mother Earth. Our practices sustained us throughout the thousands of generations, ingrained at the core of this country and also in the core of each and every one of us, through the hundreds of nations, tribes and clans existing here for over 65,000 years. As we gathered here for this important event and during this important week, let us all reflect upon the many stories and truths of this ancient earth. The ones of the First Nations, not just the women, but all of us, but also from the nations that have joined us. It is important to keep the stories and also the memories alive. We need to see them, we need to hear them, we need to be them, making changes in the positive, creating our joined history. Don't live regretting what we should have done, but create the legacy of what must be done. As you connect, learn and share today, tomorrow and beyond, continue to work towards bringing my people, your people and all our people together. What you share is a part of you, handing over to others, just as the ancestors did of this ancient land since time began. Let there be the women and the girls, and also the men and genders and all identities, be accepting and be inclusive. We must be the pulsation of care, love, compassion, all in a positive way for our collective future. To make that future possible, let us all draw upon my people's spirits as we continue on our journey. May my people's spirits walk with you and guide you as we strive forward for us all. Again, on behalf of the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, Ninyini, Nala, Wongan, Mari, Bajari, Gadi, Nurda. And just as the 2018 NAIDOC theme was, because of her we can. We can because of you. Have a wonderful day.
Well, good morning. My name's Jodie Harris and I am the New South Wales Minister for Women, and it is an honour to be here with you this morning. Thank you very much, Yvonne, for that beautiful, lovely, warm welcome to country. It is always an absolute pleasure listening to you welcome us to country and to learning and hearing stories which are so important in our First Nations lives, our country's life, and the lives of every single woman and person who are here today. I would also like to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and thank them for the custodianship and pay respect to elders past, present and emerging, and to Aboriginal people who are here with us today. I also want to acknowledge Her Excellency Governor Margaret Beasley and the Deputy Premier, Prue Carr, who has done amazing things for so many working women in New South Wales, my Cabinet colleagues who are here today, to all of the finalists and to every single one of the local women of the year who are here, and many of you with your local MP. Our Premier certainly, as Lee said, sends his apologies. He unfortunately can't be here today because he is up north supporting the people of the Northern Rivers as they are affected by Tropical Cyclone Alfred. And we know how distressing this will be, especially for those people living in the Northern Rivers and their family members, who only a few years ago were affected by significant flooding and which destroyed people's homes and impacted the lives of many people. So our thoughts are with the communities and the families and the people of northern New South Wales today and of Queensland. Our thoughts are with you, and we hope that you stay safe. Women are really the heartbeat of communities, and especially in our regional communities. During emergency situations, many women volunteer, supported not only by their families, but also lending a hand wherever they can. So today's a really special opportunity to recognise the more than 4 million women that we have here in New South Wales, women and girls that we have here in New South Wales, and the ongoing contributions that they have to our communities, to our industries, and to society. New South Wales Women's Week is our time to acknowledge and to celebrate this. The week aligns with the UN's International Women's Day, which is this Saturday, and the theme for this year is March Forward for All Women and Girls. And that is a really important recommitment to daily action for gender equality in all aspects of our lives. The New South Wales Women of the Year Awards are the centrepiece of Women's Week in New South Wales. The nominations reflect the huge diversity, the diverse knowledge, the strength and the value of women and girls across New South Wales and the contributions that they make. Indeed, this year we've actually received the highest number of nominations for each of the categories ever, for a huge, wide range of achievements. So to everybody who's put in a nomination, for one of the people who are here as finalists today, thank you. It's important to really raise the profile of not only the women, but the issues that they're working so hard on. This year's finalists highlight the incredible potential of women and girls in New South Wales. Today, we are here with women who are entrepreneurs, who are scientists, community heroes, who are tech trailblazers, who are volunteers, who are lawyers, and who have so many more ways that they contribute. And that is just the adults. There are a wonderful group of young women and girls called Ones to Watch, and they really are ones to watch. They're a force to be reckoned with. They're volunteers, they're directors, they're authors, they're leaders, they're social justice warriors, they are advocates, and they are all under 15 years of age. And I am truly proud to stand alongside these amazing group of young women and strong women who are the finalists here today. Gender equality is an incredibly important key priority of the government of New South Wales. We're proud to represent this in state government. Both houses, the Legislative Assembly and the Legislative Council, are getting very close to gender parity. We're also proud of the women that we have in leadership positions, including leaders in the upper house and female members holding incredibly significant portfolios, making a real difference to people's lives in the decisions that they make. We're committed to ensuring that women and girls have economic opportunities here in this state, to their health, to their well-being and their safety and their participation and empowerment to thrive. In New South Wales, we're certainly taking a whole of government approach to address the impacts across women's housing security, to access to healthcare and to safety. Action for gender equality really means recognition from institutions to daily life that all women and men and boys and girls have equal value. Irrespective of gender, we should all enjoy access to resources, to opportunities and to freedoms. The actions and achievements of our finalists today demonstrate how much of an impact women and girls can have on our communities. And we're also committed to working with people of all genders to tackle the gender norms that perpetuate inequality. Each and every year, these awards are an incredible source of pride and optimism. The contributions of our finalists across each of the diverse fields that they come from is inspirational to every one of us here today. And on top of that, to future generations of strong women and girls, because you can be what you can see. Our finalists champion the theme March Forward and commitment for action to change. They show us what's possible to achieve. To our finalists, I am delighted to celebrate here with you today, and I look forward to following your future achievements. I also recognise and I thank the family members and the colleagues and the friends who support you along the way. May your achievements inspire us all to action today and for the years ahead. Please enjoy this special event and have a wonderful New South Wales Women's Week and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Minister. We'll have a brief break for breakfast now so you can all enjoy chatting to each other, and we'll be back in about 20 minutes.
Please return to your seats as the New South Wales Women of the Year Awards 2025 are about to recommence.
Hello, I'm Aurora Isla, I'm 14. I'm a really passionate filmmaker. I love acting and directing, and in the future I plan to win an Oscar for Best Actress and Best Director.
Hi everyone, I'm Aisling Kayla, one of Australia's youngest published female authors. I've written 2 books so far, my first book 17 Stories and my second book Jenny for Her Jersey. My hobbies include writing obviously, I love dancing and I'm also a singer. I also love reading. In the future I aim to help more people through my writings and hopefully open up my own charity so I can reach a wider community and help more people. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Millie. I love fundraising for childhood cancer research and I hope in the future no child dies from cancer. When I grow up, I want to be a nurse.
Hi, my name's Ash and I really love doing charity work and hanging out with the elderly. One thing that I really aim to do in the future is create more ways for people to communicate all over the world.
Hi, I'm Hayley. I love helping people meaningfully engage with Aboriginal knowledges and culture, and I really owe that opportunity to the Darawal Elders and Knowledge Holders Circle especially Dr. Auntie Shannon Foster. In the future, I hope to be able to continue to combine my passion for writing with my passion for advocacy.
Hi, my name's Chloe. I'm committed to volunteering and I spend countless hours within my community, at the library and at various community events. I'm the current Youth Council Mayor and love the idea that I'm mentoring the next up-and-coming community leaders and supporting youth's perspective into local government initiatives. In the future, I hope to be working towards becoming an educator or a speech therapist as I enjoy helping others.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm inspired to help sick newborn babies to get the best start in life. And in the future, my hope is that all families can have the best resources for critical care, because babies are our future.
Hi, my name is Lydia and I love helping people, and in the future I would love to be a sports reporter.
Hi, I'm Wanya. I'm passionate about helping those in need. In the future, I aspire to be able to empower underprivileged young women by getting them more involved in STEM education.
Hi, my name is Jai. I love caring for the environment, using my voice for good and leading the change. In the future, I hope to work in the medical field and possibly win a Nobel Prize in medicine or physiology. I'd like to be a cardiothoracic surgeon or an otolaryngologist. I think it's super important to have quality healthcare and to have access to it. I also believe that kindness begins at home, and it begins with you.
Please welcome back to the stage, Lee Sales.
So fantastic. The Ones to Watch recognises girls and young women aged 7 to 15 who demonstrate a single act or ongoing acts of courage, strength, bravery, determination and or kindness to help support those around them. I'd like to invite the Minister for Women to come back to stage to present certificates for the Ones to Watch. You've heard a little bit about each of the recipients, but let's go through each of them in a little bit more detail. Our first recipient is Chloe Croker. Chloe is dedicated to giving back to her community and improving youth mental health. She volunteers at Goulburn Library, engaging children in reading, and is Youth Mayor at Goulburn Woolmarri Youth Council, a volunteer position in which she provides a young person's perspective on local initiatives. Jai Fang. Jai is a role model and passionate volunteer. She leads her school's Human Rights Society and volunteers with organisations including Kids Giving Back, Zooniverse and the Kids Cancer Project. She participates in local bush care programs, the Ku-ring-gai Net Zero Action Collective and Amnesty's Climate Justice Working Group. Aurora Isla. Aurora is a director, producer, writer, filmmaker and actress who's passionate about creating films focused on social improvement. At just 12 years old, Aurora produced an anti-vaping film, Grape, which received multiple international awards, including a Youth Oscar at the 45th Young Artist Academy Awards. Ashleen Kayla. At just 11, Ashleen authored the multi-story fiction book 17 Stories to raise funds for charity. Published in 2023, the book draws inspiration from her life. Ashleen is among the youngest published authors in Australia. Her second book, Journey Through Her Jersey, was published in 2024. Aish Karam. Since the age of 3, Aish has devoted herself to kindness projects. This has included engaging with more than 100 nursing homes through art clubs and other intergenerational activities. She also supports people experiencing homelessness, the elderly, underprivileged children and essential workers. Kat Mulcair. Kat is known for her generous spirit. After her younger sister spent weeks in intensive care as a newborn, Kat organised a charity motorcycle tour to raise funds for the Newborn Intensive Care Foundation, bringing together a team, organising sponsors and helping plan the event. Hayley Patterson. Hayley is committed to social justice. She learns Dharawal Eora culture and language and is an ally to the traditional custodians of Sydney, delivering acknowledgements of country in language. Passionate about supporting marginalised communities, she also engages in queer and refugee advocacy through fundraising and representation. WOTYA Sayed. WOTYA is dedicated to improving the lives of others. She's volunteered in soup kitchens, organised food drives and raised funds for education and water wells. Her work with the homeless provides essential support, offering not only food but compassion to vulnerable community members. Lydia Tofeono. After living in foster care for more than 5 years and overcoming various challenges, Lydia has emerged as a leader and compassionate volunteer. She volunteers with Prosper, Project Australia, to support disadvantaged families, including packing food hampers, distributing clothes and handing out Christmas gifts to fellow foster children. Amelia Trustham. Amelia has turned her battle with T-cell lymphoblastic lymphoma into a mission of hope and advocacy. Since 2020, she's raised more than $90,000 for the Kids Cancer Project through creative fundraising efforts such as dress-up days, cupcake sales and raffles, while inspiring others to support her mission. These are the ones to watch New South Wales. Give them a round of applause. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you also, Minister Harrison. You can take your seats. Thank you. We're now going to take a moment to reflect on one of our nominees for the Ones to Watch program. Tragically, 9-year-old Maddie Sue passed away last year following her courageous battle with a rare type of brain cancer called DIPG. Despite painful treatments and being so unwell, Maddie's extraordinary selflessness shone through each and every day in her desire to help others. Even on her sickest days, she set out to inspire hope and positivity, giving gifts and singing songs to bring joy to other children in her ward. Maddie's determination to raise awareness and support research efforts to find a cure led to her raising more than $10,000 selling her unique artworks. She also directed and starred in a short film, Mighty Maddie's Mission to the Future, showcasing her resilience and sharing her dreams with the world. With the support of her loving family, Maddie's advocacy has contributed to a $20 million commitment to DIPG research by the Australian Government through the Daily Telegraph's Maddie's Wish campaign. It's an incredible legacy. Today we're joined by Maddie's parents, Alan Sue and Trook Nguyen. Thank you for being here today. We'd now like to play a short video in honour of Maddie and her story. We'll now move into our other categories of recognition. How they'll proceed is, I'll introduce the finalists for each category. They'll receive a certificate on stage, have a photo, and remain up here. Once they're all on stage, the entire group will have a photo. Then the recipient will be announced, and the other finalists will be able to leave the stage and return to their seats, and then the recipient will be presented with a trophy, have a photo, and then a quick question and answer with me. So let's get straight into it with the New South Wales Young Woman of the Year. This woman has demonstrated incredible potential or achievement in her chosen field, passion, or area of interest. The award's open to women aged 16 to 30 years of age. I'd like to invite Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beazley, Governor of New South Wales, to the stage now to present the certificates. This year's three finalists are Dr. Yon J. Kim, Yon J is a role model for young women aspiring to be research clinicians. Her research has identified promising treatments for preeclampsia and heart disease, a leading cause of death in Australian women. A passionate humanitarian, she also volunteers with organisations supporting refugee children and Indigenous languages. Zara Seidler. Zara is creator of The Daily Oz, a social-first news service that has transformed how young Australians access news, engaging more than 2 million people each month. She's also co-authored the book No Silly Questions, designed to help young people understand the world around them. Dr. Jessica Luyatio. Jessica is an advocate for preventing domestic violence in pregnancy and is a 2023 Churchill Fellow. She works as an obstetrics and gynaecology registrar at Sydney's RPA Hospital and leads the Grants Committee at Hornsby Ku-ring-gai Women's Shelter, securing over $100,000 in grants last year. It's amazing. Okay, get our photo. I'll get the envelope. Okay, and the New South Wales Young Woman of the Year is Dr. Jessica Luyatio. Excuse me, Governor. Sorry, I hate to shove the Governor out of the way. It feels somewhat rude, doesn't it? Jessica, congratulations. As I mentioned, you secured more than $100,000 in grants last year. How far does that go to meeting the need that's out there in the community?
I definitely think that it makes a difference. For the Hornsby Ku-ring-gai Women's Shelter, we support over 100 women per year in terms of crisis housing. We know that domestic violence is the biggest contributor to homelessness. It goes to the outreach programs which support women kind of coming in or going out, and also just essential repairs like the roof that may be falling apart or the driveway that's now blocked and all of those things. So.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic what you're doing. Thank you so much for your great work. Our next category shines a light on the accomplishments of an extraordinary woman who works tirelessly to contribute to the prosperity of those in her local community. It is the New South Wales Community Hero Award. The four finalists are Enya Jones, Enya is the founder of A Splash of Colour Swimming Incorporated, a transformative, not-for-profit Learn to Swim program that addresses mental, financial and cultural barriers to swimming. She's committed to inclusion and community engagement, ensuring a supportive environment for culturally and linguistically diverse participants. Kelly Lamb. Kelly is an advocate for equality and women's empowerment. As CEO of charity Liberty Domestic and Family Violence Specialist Services in Port Macquarie, she works to improve outcomes for victim survivors. A proud Gamilaroi woman, she also promotes reconciliation and cultural understanding. Mona Mohammed. Recognising a gap in support for women recovering from depression and PTSD, Mona established Community Support Services Inc. in Bankstown using her own funds. Under her leadership, CSS serves 13,000 community members, offering programs for culturally diverse women and girls. Sandy Rogers. Sandy has dedicated 40 years to improving the lives of children with intellectual and physical disabilities and their families. As Vice President of the Tweed Kids in Need charity, Sandy fundraises to support those needing essential equipment or treatment, ensuring their lives are made a little bit easier. Okay, let them have a photo. We'll get the Governor across, thank you. And the New South Wales Community Hero for 2025 is Sandy Rogers. Sandy, congratulations. How did you come to be involved with this kind of work?
Oh, it goes back a long way. It's actually more than 40 odd years. I had a son who was cerebral palsy, blind, epilepsy. He had a lot of issues and I lost him at the age of 10. And then I thought, you know, like I need to keep supporting disabilities, and that's where I've been ever since, supporting children going through a difficult time, and became a committee member of Kids in Need. And we're a local charity that have been in the community for 43 years now. Very proud of the charity, and I'm very proud of the people that have supported me to get here. I wouldn't have done this on my own.
Well done, Sandy. Awesome work, thank you. I'd now like you to join me in welcoming to the stage the Deputy Premier of New South Wales, the Honourable Prue Carr.
Thank you so much, Lee. Congratulations, Sandy. I was talking to Sandy before we started this morning, and what people might not know is she's from the northern rivers of New South Wales, up near Tweed. So there's a lot happening in her home at the moment, and we send our thoughts and prayers to everyone up there, but very, very well deserved on your work over 40 years, Sandy. Round of applause. Of course, I want to acknowledge the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and the traditional custodians. I acknowledge all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders and First Australians that are here with us this morning. Also, of course, I acknowledge Her Excellency, the Honourable Margaret Beasley, Minister Jodie Harrison, Minister Tara Moriarty, Minister Kate Washington, Minister Sophie Kotsis. There's lots of people here, all my parliamentary colleagues. This is one of the very best events to come to all year. It is so invigorating to be in a room full of these incredible women from all across New South Wales who, I'm sorry, I know that we are biased, but look, it's our day today. But just make the world go round. Make the world go round. And I'm biased, I know, because I'm the Minister for Education as well. But how amazing are those young people? Just incredible, those young women. People talk about, you know, the young generation and they worry about it. But I go to a lot of schools and I meet a lot of young women like that. And I think with those young women taking over eventually, I think the future will be totally fine. Totally fine. Also, I have to say a shout out, if there's any, I'm sure there will be, some teachers in the audience here as well. I was thinking about, in representing the Premier today, who obviously sends his apologies from the Northern Rivers of New South Wales, thinking about all the great women that have come before us, and thinking about, not far from me in Western Sydney, where our international airport will open very soon after many, many years of advocating for this to happen. Of course, that airport is named after Nancy Bird Walton, a towering pioneer of Australian aviation. If you want to know what it was like being a female pilot in the 30s and 40s, you should read her autobiography. It's called, My God, It's a Woman. She summarised her personal philosophy this way, saying, it matters not who you are, but what you are. Doesn't matter what you've got in your bank account, it matters what you've got in your heart. And above all that, well, it's good to remember that above the clouds, the sun is always shining. Today's awards honour women cut from the same cloth as Nancy Bird. Leaders in our community with vision, grit, and a whole lot of heart. They have really summited great heights like Nancy Bird did in all their respective fields. In reviewing achievements this morning, and I know all of us, while we've been having our breakfast, have been listening and reading the booklet of all these incredible women, we're all struck by their incredible breadth and diversity. Finalists in this next category include everyone from a research clinician to a wildlife scientist, community advocates to disability rights campaigners, founders, entrepreneurs, service providers. Your service to our state are as varied as you are. I am very proud to stand alongside you today. These awards are the highlight of New South Wales Women's Week. It's been so good to see them go from strength to strength each year. As Minister Harrison said, this year a record number of nominations were received. Such a positive testament to the impact that women and girls make across the state of New South Wales, but also the desire in our community to make sure that women and girls are recognised for what you do. But Women's Week has to be about more than recognition. As a government, it has to be our chance to hold ourselves accountable to women, who are half our population. I'm proud of what our government has done to better support women and girls, harnessing energy, intellect and strength, promoting economic opportunities to improving women's health and safety, delivering pay rises to women in feminised industries like teaching, and making historic investments in social housing and support services and everything else that we are doing that we hope benefits the amazing women of New South Wales. We do that because we know that investing in women means we're investing in the entire future of our state. A world where women and girls are empowered is a healthier, wealthier, and a more peaceful world. These awards aren't just a wonderful way to catch up and acknowledge the women of New South Wales, but they're an important part of that vision, because we want an entire generation to follow in the footsteps of these finalists. We want them to see that they can seize the opportunities before them, or like Nancy Bird Walton, to create them when they're not. I congratulate all of our finalists. You are part of such a proud legacy of the trailblazers and change makers of New South Wales. On behalf of the government and the people of our state, I thank you for everything that you do, and I know that you'll continue to do, because this is a room full of the sort of people that will get an award in the morning and then go back to work straight after. I really, really look forward to now presenting the Premier's New South Wales Women of Excellence Awards. I wish all our finalists the very best of luck. Thank you so much, Deputy Premier, and thanks for stepping in at short notice as well. As the Premier mentioned, the Deputy Premier mentioned, she's about to present the Premier's New South Wales Women of Excellence Award. This woman is a role model who has excelled in her chosen field, affecting a lasting change and inspiring others. This year's 4 finalists are Professor Annette Cowie, Annette is a globally recognised climate scientist whose research focuses on managing the climate impact of agriculture. As a principal research scientist with the New South Wales Government and adjunct professor at the University of New England, she contributes significantly to climate policy and greenhouse gas accounting. Mariam Mohammed. Mariam is an entrepreneur and advocate, celebrated for her impact in financial education and community empowerment. She's the co-founder of Money Girl, an evidence-based financial education program for women, and is committed to inspiring systemic change through social advocacy. Dr. Vanessa Perotta. Vanessa is a wildlife scientist renowned for her impact on marine conservation and science communication. Her work focuses on integrating community engagement and science to enhance conservation. Vanessa's outreach spans all ages, from encouraging environmental stewardship on play school to promoting STEM careers in schools. Karen Isles. Karen is a solicitor and advocate for victim survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence. She provides legal advice and representation and works tirelessly to reform justice processes, advocating for improved police responses and reducing stigma around rape and sexual assault. Okay, Deputy Premier, do you want to pop in for a photo? And the Premier's New South Wales Woman of Excellence for 2025 is Vanessa Perotta. Congratulations, Vanessa. We're always trying to encourage more women to go into STEM careers. Hit us with your best case why that's a great thing. There's lots of young women in the room. Why is it a great thing to do?
It is so important because as Australians, we are not informed about what is going on in our blue backyard. As we stand here, Minister Minns is up there trying to help people, but the next few days we'll see whales or some other marine creatures wash up. It's important for us to know that you can follow your passion. Teachers, we love you in the room, and that you can be informed to help generate enthusiasm and the next generation into those STEAM fields so that we can have a very strong workplace in the future, which the jobs we don't even know exist just yet.
Thank you. Vanessa, well done. Thank you so much.
Before we present our final awards, we're going to have a quick 15-minute coffee break, so you'll have a little bit more time to catch up with the people around you. We'll be back shortly.
Bar 6, I think. I'll start from bar 6. Yeah. 3, 4.
Please return to your seats as the New South Wales Women of the Year Awards 2025 are about to recommence. Please return to your seats as the New South Wales Women of the Year Awards 2025 are about to recommence. Please welcome back to the stage, Lee Sales.
Hello everybody, if you could please take your seats, we'll get into our final couple of awards for this morning. Thanks very much. Bella Strings, haven't they been wonderful? Thank you very much. What a wonderful performance for this morning. We're going to move into our final couple of categories of awards, the New South Wales Regional Women of the Year and the New South Wales Aboriginal Women of the Year. I'd like to invite the Minister for Regional New South Wales, the Honourable Tara Moriarty, to join me on stage to present the next award. The New South Wales Regional Woman of the Year recognises the accomplishments of an exceptional woman living in regional New South Wales who inspires and advances her community and contributes to the fabric of her local area. This year's 4 finalists are Kate Cleary. Kate is the founder of The Farm in Geelong, a sanctuary for women recovering from alcohol and drug misuse. She focuses on restoring lives and rebuilding the mother-child bond. The farm offers residents safe accommodation and a holistic long-term program helping them develop skills for lasting change. Kirsty Evans. Kirsty led efforts to provide pro bono legal advice to the Molong community in the wake of severe flooding in 2022. She's delivered more than $100,000 in legal services pro bono to help business owners with their insurance claims and advocates for better practices in the insurance industry. Jan Fricken. Jan is a community advocate and leader dedicated to nurturing connection, empowerment, equity and inclusion through advocacy, capacity building, education and action. She's created numerous community-based activities and groups, including English classes, diversity nights, multicultural celebrations and Eurobadala Multicultural Group. Penny Lamaro. Penny leads a community-owned crisis service supporting women fleeing violence in regional New South Wales. She's established a free meals project and a health clinic within the shelter and is now spearheading the opening of Armidale's Youth Hub to provide a safe space for local young people. Minister, do you want to move over and have a photo with them? The New South Wales Regional Woman of the Year is Kirsty Evans. Congratulations, that's such incredibly useful community service, well done. Obviously, there's probably about to be a whole heap of people going through this same thing again. What kind of changes do you think would make a difference to people in the insurance industry, or just to give people sort of additional support when they're in that kind of crisis moment?
Yeah, so we really are realising that there's a need for consumer advocates in the communities, and so there's a real power imbalance between insurers and those homeowners who really need that safety net right now. And unfortunately for our friends in the Northern Rivers, they're probably going to go through a huge catastrophe right now, and it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle, but as long as we can rally around them and let them know that they're not alone, it'll really make a difference.
Well, thank you for the difference you made to everyone in your community. Well done. I'd like to invite the New South Wales Minister for Women, Jodie Harris, back to the stage for our final award this morning. The New South Wales Aboriginal Woman of the Year is a role model and dedicated pillar of her community who promotes economic, cultural and social opportunities for Aboriginal people in New South Wales. The 5 finalists for 2025 are Marjorie Anderson, Marjorie is a dedicated leader who's committed to her community. Under her leadership, 13 Yarn, the first national crisis support service for Indigenous peoples, received 50,000 calls in just 2 years. Marjorie's approach involves co-designing the service with community, ensuring it meets their the service with community, ensuring it meets their needs. Dr. Auntie Faye Green. Auntie Faye is a respected elder of the Walgett community, dedicated to fostering education and cultural cohesion within the Aboriginal community. She's played a crucial role in establishing Aboriginal language programs in local schools, particularly in reviving the Yulwara language and culture. Lisa Sarago. Lisa is dedicated to amplifying Indigenous voices in technology and creating economic opportunities for Aboriginal people. Through her Indigenous-led tech business, Land on Heart, and charity, Land on Heart Foundation, she promotes cultural awareness while working to close the digital gap. Robin Taylor. Robin is a proud Kungabala woman born and raised on Darug land. In 2019, she founded Babaga Bawara to address chronic health conditions in Aboriginal communities, including diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and mental health. Robin volunteers her time to secure annual funding for the organisation's health programs. Auntie Rhonda Towney. Auntie Rhonda devotes herself to helping people. Through her organisation, Yinjamara Aboriginal Services, she delivers over 3,000 hampers to New South Wales communities each year, from Walgett to Broken Hill and Queanbeyan, distributing them to elders and community members in need, both Indigenous and non-Indigenous. Join the group for a photo. And the New South Wales Aboriginal Woman of the Year is Marjorie Anderson. Marjorie, well done, that's brilliant. 50,000 calls in 2 years, that's a lot of need. If people want to support your organisation, what's the way to do that? Is it money, volunteering, what is it?
We don't have volunteers, all our crisis supporters are paid, and that's because we want to make an impact on the employment rate in the Aboriginal community as well. But we do take donations, and we take our donations through Lifeline. But you must ensure that you put it for 13 yarn, and we'll happily welcome donations. We're up to nearly 70,000 calls now, and we're not even in our third year yet.
That's incredible. What a great community service, Marjorie. Thank you.
Thank you.
That wraps up our morning. What an incredibly uplifting event, and how brilliant to see all of the great things people are doing out there in New South Wales. Congratulations again to all of our recipients. Couple of quick things. Quick reminder to all our recipients to move to the northern foyer for media. Everyone else is welcome to consider networking for a bit longer if you like. The flowers, the centrepieces on your table, you're welcome to take them if you like. Please don't let them go to waste, they're so pretty. So somebody on the table take them. Thank you everyone for attending, particularly the Governor, the Deputy Premier and Cabinet Ministers. Have a wonderful day, everybody.